Check. All right, I think we made it here. I am your host, Alejandro. Welcome to the Your Voice Talk Show. We made it a couple minutes late. It's looking like 7:04. We're going to have open phone lines tonight. Wednesday night here in the Metro Detroit area. Got a little bit of heavy metal back up there. That's some good stuff. Yeah, gonna cover all the local stuff. Gonna cover some state stuff. Gonna find out all the stupid stuff we can find out today about what's going around in the metro area. We're gonna talk about some state stuff because it's relevant. Apparently, we got some new red flag laws here in Michigan, and we're gonna talk about how that can affect us. Maybe we can find it. We're gonna read it. We're going to talk about, maybe we'll cover the whole Joe Biden thing. And right now, Elon Musk and Ron DeSantis are replaying on my Twitter. We're going to dive into the Twitter box and see what we got going on there and just kind of have a good time that way tonight. Tonight's show, I'm running alone. It's a Wednesday night, like I always do, producing and hosting and directing and trying to keep the ball rolling here for me and you guys. If you're going to join us tonight. Brought to you by the First Amendment. That's right. The First Amendment. Useless without the second. We can talk about that. We got open phones tonight, 313-334-4203 if you want to talk about anything. I think the first thing I'm going to do is cover some local stuff and go over that. I still got my work shirt on, coming back from a work day. Of course, I work a regular job, like most of us. Is that even a good thing anymore? I'm not happy about my 401k. If you want to talk about that stuff, give me a call. Let's talk about your retirement. Is that working for you anymore? Is that being chewed away? But you are watching Your Voice Talk Show. I am your host, Alejandro. Tonight we're going to be looking to get to we're going to ask some questions about all kinds of stuff, man. I want to get down to the nitty gritty. Some of the stuff I was going over, I usually have this app on my phone, like most people these days. We're up there. I don't know why that's up there like that. It gives me most of my local crap. It's easy, quick, and a lot of the stuff is like, you'll get before it's even printed, or I even see this stuff on Twitter anywhere as far as the local stuff going. It's surprising how difficult it is to get a little more detailed information about your local area, especially about touchy subjects, right? Target's one of the things I want to talk about. Speaking of local, we got targets around here. Trying to dig up information on that is kind of ridiculous these days, that's for sure. I looked at their Twitter account. They didn't post anything since, I want to say, July or June of 22. It's been a little while for them. Also, look at this. This is the effervescence right here in my hand. From the Motor City. That's right. I even say it. I used to live right down the street on a street in Verner. Verner. No, not by Dick's. By Springwells. That's where I grew up in Detroit. Represent. So if you're with me, represent Detroit. Here's to you. Quick sip to wet the lip. I can't do this without my Verners or my coffee. Tonight's Verners. We got a lot of stuff going on. We'll start out with this report from Fox 2. And, of course, some typical stuff. And maybe we'll talk about, maybe I'll compare some of this because I'm pretty sure, I usually start out like this. Go through the local stuff, see what's happening, the middle of the week catch up kind of thing. Like I really don't. And one thing I don't do is I don't watch TV at all. There's a couple of social media. I like my Twitter. I like YouTube. I dabble in some TikTok and use it to power some absurdities, or even maybe some arguments I like to make. And we can kind of see. I'll show you some of that on when we visit the Twitter box tonight. And then I think this will run off into a lot of that. You'll see. But anyways, Fox 2 in Oakland County. Prosecutor wants a murder conviction tossed because the guy's motives basically are questioned here. This is by a local Fox 2 News reporter, Amy Lang, and we all love her around here. She's great. But she says the Oakland County prosecutor is asking a judge to throw out a first-degree murder conviction specifically conviction, but the timing may seem a bit odd. As the man who admitted to killing his nephew 13 years ago has been tied to campaign contributions to the Oakland County prosecutor. Okay, I don't know, man, but most politicians tracks records is it? Smell of fresh notes. Hayes Bacall, he was 63 when he was sentenced to life in prison in 2010 for murdering his nephew. So this was a while back, and some of you guys might notice that. So, but yeah, there's one typical story that you'll find coming out of the metro area. That one specifically from Oakland County. We got another one, Oakland County from last night. A laser. Some dumbass. Wish I had a drop. Some dumbass. Oh no, this is in Grand Rapids. Okay, that's yeah. Oh, man from Oakland County. That's funny. So there was a dude from Oakland County who apparently must have been in Grand Rapids. This reads kind of funny. I mean, look, my grammar isn't the best. All right, my grammar was something else, but my grammar wasn't the best. But I can read pretty well, and I can tell you this story was a hard read because being from Michigan, when you go Grand Rapids, Michigan, would a man from Oakland County could face criminal charges for allegedly, I don't know, it's got him on film. The alleged part is pretty much over to me. For allegedly pointing a laser at the aircraft earlier this week. Michigan State Police say one of the agency's flight crews was performing a training exercise Monday when they were struck by a green laser, and the crew was able to track the ground source laser to a home south of Fenton. So it was actually Grand Rapids. Maybe Grand Rapids is reporting this. However, Matt Jaworski, WJMN, Matt Jaworski 6 hours ago reported that. I don't know why he let up with Grand Rapids. However, dude got busted for pointing a laser at a state chopper under training exercise. Why would you do that? Surveillance video from the helicopter shows the troopers tracking the source of the laser. The one video showing a man apparently shining it through a window of his home. Helicopter monitored the area. Deputies were called to confront the suspect. 53-year-old suspect was interviewed. Deputies' laser was confiscated. Social media post MSP said the incident had been turned over to the Oakland County prosecutor for review. So that's a dumbass. That's a total dumbass for you. I wish I had a drop to drop with you. I'm gonna flip through this more. Oakland County prosecutor wants adult charges for 16-year-old fatal hit and run. Well, what do you think about that? A fatal hit and run? That's not good. 4 hours ago, so this was last night. Oakland County prosecutors pushing. He's busy, or she's busy, or he's busy, or they're busy. The Oakland County prosecutors pushing for adult charges for a 16-year-old involved in a March fatal hit and run crash in Walled Lake, more specifically Oakland County. Karen McDonald announced on Wednesday that she's asking the court to try the teen as an adult, adding manslaughter and reckless driving causing death charges for this. Can you imagine being 16 years old and having to face that? Like, do you have any idea what summer in Walled Lake can be like? Pretty fucking awesome. I'll just say that. Okay. You are watching the Your Voice Talk Show. I'm your host, Alejandro. Give us a call. Open lines 313-334-4203. Jeremy was talking about something. We're 15 minutes into a 2-hour segment. Not a lot going on. Just going through the local crap that's pretty typical that we find here. I'm just looking for more Motive's question. This one back to the shooting there. A prosecutor asked for a man's murder conviction to be tossed, and back to that contributions question. Well, here's one 4 hours ago. Police in mid-Michigan need help with these cases. There's apparently some stuff going on here in Michigan that police need help. Well, they're reaching out to the public to say, hey, we need some help, right? Is Martin 4 hours ago, WLNS Lansing, Michigan. Law enforcement from various agencies in mid-Michigan are asking public's help in multiple cases. If you have information regarding the case below, here's one for you. Call Crime Stoppers of Michigan. Let me give you the number, 517-483. Stop. I can say, Crime Stoppers. I'd call that on some of my politicians. Goshen. So you can get $1,000 out of that if you can help them find these people. Let me see who they're looking for. I don't even bother. That's the kind of thing. Jackson looking for police in Jackson. Michael Kenyatta Gant, who is wanted for a probation violation. He does not look like You see that? Let me get this up there. Mr. Gant. You can't see that? You can't see that? That's Mr. Gant. If you can't see that. So we got Mr. Gant going on. And I think that's coming through a little bit better now, maybe, huh? I don't know. And then we got he's 40, 5'10", 200 pounds. We have also Amber Dawn Carr, another prize winning photo. I don't know if I'd want to bother you showing that. So another some local stuff out of mid Michigan. However, I don't know what they're doing here. Some more stuff out of Troy. Detroit man arrested for OUI after Detroit police officer saw him in an apparent fight with a woman. Oh, that sucks. I wonder if she got arrested. I'm not even gonna bother reading that. Wrongfully convicted Michigan man files $100 million lawsuit after DNA clears him 3 decades later here in Oakland County. And we got a lot of comments. Well, 30 comments on this one. So this story's from last night or early this morning. Wrongfully convicted Pontiac, Michigan. Hey, what do you know about that? A Michigan man who was exonerated after spending more than 30 years in prison for a murder he did not commit. He's now suing for 100 mil. Right. After advancements in DNA technology led to Gilbert Lee Poole Jr.'s release from prison 2 years ago. Though DNA eventually was the key to Poole's exoneration, the lawsuit paints the picture of other misconduct that led to an innocent man spending decades behind bars. His constitutional rights were repeatedly violated, the lawsuit says. So I don't know, man. If he was falsely convicted and spent 30 years behind us, you'll never get that. You'll never get that back. If he's lucky, that's only a third of his life. If he's lucky, that's if he lives till 90. The lawsuit named City of Pontiac, Oakland County, the former prosecutor Richard Thompson, prosecutor office staff, police officers, and lab scientists. Oh, this is going to cost us a lot of money. Yeah, right. You can imagine what the Oakland County Sheriff's going to be out there doing now, man. They're going to be racking it up, huh? They're going to be like, oh my God, this guy's suing us for $100 million out of Oakland County. Is that going to ruin our title as the county of fiscal responsibility? I don't know. You tell me. Again, back to the burners. I'm your host, Alejandro, at the Your Voice Talk Show. Give me a call, 313-334-4203. We're going to be talking a little bit about everything, covering the Twitter box. Just about working my way here through the local stuff. I'm going to go through a couple of more of those. And the whole point of that basically was, I'm gonna launch these gun stories into what Whitmer's legislation is. Tie those things together in a sense and see if it, because I've already kind of, in a sense, deconstructed it, you might say. I played it backwards and to see where the intention was going to take me and within some boundaries. I'm going to play a video of the Washtenaw County prosecutor also has provided us all with the Cliff Notes version of what the summary basically of the process of this whole thing, because it's not just going to be all of a sudden people show up. I believe from what Eli says is that there's opportunity to plead your case there. They can't just come and take these things. And however, as we all well know, in so many cases, fictional and real, that crimes of passions don't wait for a process to take place. They don't wait for a paper to be filed or an emergency plea to be heard. Generally, but there's a couple of aspects to how that bill could help, potentially, maybe in a most minimal way. But anyways, we'll get to that. I just want to continue to cover the excuse me here while I take a quick peek. I got to get this other screen up here. I cover some of more of this local stuff so we can get a kind of a solid idea what I'm talking about here. Here's one for Oakland County, which I think could be kind of important, especially considering what's going on in today's times with with so many things, man, trafficking and just, I mean, it's an incredible amount of things. But there's 25 endangered missing children from Southeast Michigan found during a 10-week operation. And this again is this is from Fox News by Amber Ainsworth. This is about a 3-hour old story. 25 children missing from Southeast Michigan are safe after we will find you, a nationwide operation. So that sounds like a pretty big effort there. And I'm glad to hear it because these kids need that as they're being attacked in so many directions in this country today. It seems I'm thoroughly convinced America hates its children. Yeah, and if you don't agree with that, call me and change my mind. Let's talk about it. I'll debate that one with you because it's more than evident to me, because I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna be too easy for me to throw a tit for every tat that you got times two. So, and I'm gonna tell you that the given that fact, the good outweigh the bad outweigh the good. Anyway, however you want to put it. Um, this mission focused on areas with high numbers of critically missing children, including runaways and kids abducted by non-custodial parents. Right? Baby daddy, baby mama. Authorities said these missing cases were considered some of the most challenging recovery cases in the area based on indications of high risk factors such as victimization, child sex. Here we go: child sex trafficking, child exploitation, sexual abuse, physical abuse, medical or mental health conditions. Now, man, we could lump all those conditions into another thing that seems to be pretty prevalent and all of a sudden an on full swing here in America too. And I'm going to tell you that's this prevalence of this the way. People are transforming themselves today, and I'm going to say in a very non-specific way at the moment. Adding things. We were already adding, or we're already living pacemakers, and we're already adding technology implants, and we're already trying to find ways to repair lost vision with computer enhancements and technological enhancements and things of that nature, and robotic. Orthopedics that move like a natural limb, and in the form of every limb. I mean, we pretty much got we got iron lung, we got diabetes equipment, we got everything but a head. So eventually we're going to wind up like some head in a bottle. It makes me want to generate a photo via AI because I think it'll be pretty funny to see the head with the big glass dome jar, just some dude's head in there kind of talking, giving orders to a body without a head. I'd be kind of funny. But that's just me. But anyways, the story said these missing cases were considered some of the most challenging recovery cases in the area based on indications, like I was talking about, the victimization, sex trafficking, etc. Also, in addition to 25 children found, 25 children, other children were also located to ensure they were safe and confirm their location. Let me read that again. In addition to the 25 children found, other children were also located to ensure they were safe and confirm their location. So apparently, so some other children were found. Interesting. So were those children that were in foster homes? That's pretty vague. It sounds like you could. Yeah, that's really vague. Anyways, United States Marshal Services, along with National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, Oakland County Sheriff's Office, Michigan State Police, Missing Children's Clearinghouse, and the Michigan Department of Health Human Services worked together during a 10-week operation. The U.S. Marshal Service had many important missions, but I cannot think of any that is more critical than finding children who are missing and getting them to safety. Well, tell that to Joe Biden. We got 85,000. Hey, U.S. Marshal Service, we got 85,000 children missing at the border. What you gonna do? You know what you gonna say about that? I mean, for real, just trying to take a look at my volume levels over here. What are you gonna say about that? It seems when you come at me with the U.S. Marshal, I'm glad he's got these kids here in this area and doing what they can do there. And maybe this is just a fucking ass kiss of a story when especially, and it really seems that way, especially when we got 85,000 missing at our border. And that's just local stuff. That's Oakland County stuff. The Justice for Victims of Trafficking Act of 2015 enhanced the marshal's authority to assist law enforcement searching for endangered missing children. That says to me, why do we need to give guys like the U.S. Marshals authority to work with locals when it comes to finding our kids? That sounds stupid. That sounds very stupid. And it sounds like it doesn't work. It hinders progress when it comes to important issues like that. However, we can sure find some extra money for the crane company, the little puppet over there. You know what? You know what I think Zelensky is? He's the hotel manager of the Ukraine. That's all he is. And Biden bought every room and tore like an American rock star, tore out the walls. You know. And then he's just going to have his accountants pay for it all. Oh, I don't know if you caught that reference or not. We're coming up into the 30-minute mark here. I've been babbling on about local stuff, including my burners, delicious burners, wonderful gingery effervescence that gets me through my grueling 2-hour stint of talking to myself and just a couple of people. But I'm glad you're all here. Thank you. I'm glad you're here with me. At least I'm not completely alone, right? And lots of stuff to talk about. I think we'll be able to cruise through this next hour or so, hour and a half, relatively easily. Yeah, see, we got a loaded gun on a Michigan off-duty cop at a Michigan bar. You want to see if we can get the name of the bar? Yeah, okay. Here we go. Hold on. Let's see. Grand Rapids, man, including police officer Pace. Hold on. Let me get this thing. I'm trying to hold my wonderful effervescence in my phone. Oh, doesn't look like that story's coming to life for us. Here it is. According to a release from Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy's office here in the Metro Detroit area, I'm going to hold my microphone and then drink. It feels a little more natural. I'm so used to being, in situations like I don't like mic stands sometimes. It's not even a mic stand. It's a boom stand or whatever it is. It's a boom. It's clipped onto the desk. Ah, that's so good. Refreshing. Work outside all day. Westland police officer Sean Davidson was off duty when he entered the bar in Wyandotte. Well, that's already downriver, and we know what goes downriver. April 22nd, along with the 50-year-old Gregory Title. Staff asked the two men after leave. Title allegedly pulled along. Oh, yeah. I remember reading about this. I don't know how they have. Maybe that was another story, but so anyways, another gun story. I mean, you look who it was. You got an off-duty cop and you got another random local there in Wyandotte just kind of getting into a tip and having a two shits about it out front. Again, typical Michigan story. Here's one about don't go into the water in Michigan. Don't go to the water. Michigan DNR adds double red flag warning system in nearly 30 state parks along Great Lakes. Unofficial summer Michiganders and tourists alike prepare to hit the beaches this summer season. The Michigan Department of Natural Resources has announced a change to its Great Lakes flag warning system, right? So, if you're a boater or you're a swimmer, you got to know sometimes there's a warning system. There's wind warning, wind advisory flags, there's wave flags, there's all kinds of stuff. As somebody spends time on the water here that you should know before heading in, especially into the big water here in Michigan, because I'll tell you what, these big lakes are no joke. Yeah, they're no joke. You don't want to get you don't want to have some church ringing a bell in your honor. I'll tell you that because we do that on the Regos here. Yeah, one of the largest ship graveyards in the world here in Michigan. Trust me, these big lakes are no joke. They're little oceans and deep for what they are. So they're saying that to help boost awareness of changing conditions, Great Lakes beaches and save lives. The DNR announced today double red warning flags. That's almost like a double dare to some people, huh? They're like, a double dare. Yeah, there's 2 red flags up. It's like, oh shit, I'll make history if I do this. Are now in place as state designated swim beaches along the Great Lakes and Michigan state parks, primarily Belle Isle, anything upriver from Lake St. Clair down through Detroit to Wyandotte, Trenton, Grosse Heel, all that stuff through there is where you're going to see all that stuff. Detroit Metro Parks on the east side. I'm in an area, fortunately, thank God, where there's plenty of available lakes to play in, and they're all relatively self-contained and in really good condition right now. So I'm very thankful for that. I won't be suffering any double red flags in my community. I'm going to tell you that. But I will be having a good time. The increase in accidents and drownings on the Great Lakes in recent years has prompted the DNR to increase public safety education. That's because since the pandemic, we all figured we could go boating. So there's a lot more people owning boats that really don't have the experience or never bothered to gain any nautical experience about how to drive, where to drive, when not to drive a particular size boat on a particular size body of water at any particular point, because that's always something should consider. I'll tell you, Lake Erie, it's easy to get some huge wave just slam over the back of your boat if you don't know what you're doing, or send your nose through the front of another one if you don't know what you're doing. It's easy to make it happen. But anyways, based on that, I mean, I'm gonna get done. We're at the 32-minute mark. I'm gonna get done. Uh, Capitol protesters demand access to state IDs. Oh my God. Oh my God. Michigan weighs removing pre-employment drug testing for marijuana. That's something that somebody might want to look into. If you're interested, Fox 2 Detroit, this is probably a couple of days ago. They published this particular story 9 hours ago. The state's going to remove marijuana testing from some state employee positions here in the state of Michigan. And I guess since they legalize it, they probably should just remove it completely because it's legal. You don't see, unless you're coming in drunk, they're going to deny you the job, but they're not going to test you for alcohol, are they? Unless you smell like booze on the job, then it might be, you're drunk, get out. Otherwise, no, I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening that way. I'm going to give you a studio view up here. You are watching the Your Voice talk show. I am your host, Alejandro. Still in my work clothes after work today. Coming home, I'm going to talk to everybody for a little bit. I'm going to be running till about 9 o'clock tonight, or 7, 8, 9 o'clock tonight. That's right. I know. Look at that thing we got up there. Let's see if we can play with that a little bit. I thought I was getting a good one. Oh, my card is full. Boom. Let's take a picture. There we go. Hey, we just got a picture of me at the mic. But I'm not going to play anything. We're going to take a look at the studio version. So that pretty much. We got another one. Oakland County's pretty busy. Man charged with first-degree murder for shooting ex-girlfriend in front of their kid at a Royal Oak Township. Okay, now here we go. Let's do this. Here's the transition I was looking for. I knew if I went at this long enough, I'd find it. Okay, I knew I'd find it. Governor Whitmer's new legislation, here in Michigan for the red flag laws. Trying to shift gears on me. What is it? What is it about? What does it do? How does it help? When you think about any laws, let's start with, let's kind of set a premise here. Laws, all right, gun laws, and when it comes to, in comparison to even the most simple of the most simplest forms of being just a human, or just being a decent human, right? You need gun laws, right? And we know there's those people out there that got to be told how to be. For some reason, I don't understand that. That never eluded me. I didn't need very much, personally, to tell me how to be with everything I had around me, right? Because I tell you one thing that I caught on too quickly was a lot of the why nots. I learned that early. I learned the why nots very early. I sure did. You didn't have to form a bunch of laws, or a bunch of threats, or impose a bunch of other BS to get me to want to be a half decent person, at the very least, And generally, I'm one of those kind of but shitty people. I'll help you change a tire, but then kind of put you in a scenario where now you kind of forcefully, you're made to realize why you're in that situation because you fuck something up, and I'll let you know it. But I'll also won't let you know it alone. I'd be out there in the rain with you changing a tire if I needed to be doing that. Or if you needed something in some way, I've usually, matter of fact, I've done that more to my detriment than I have to other people's advantages. And that's one of the realizations of the road to hell, and being paved in good intentions. That's another thing I realized too. The road to hell is paved in good intentions. Man, you ever seen anybody try to get a mosquito off a baby harp seal with a lead filled snowshoe? Doesn't work very well, but they tried. And so that's what it's going to lead us into. I'm going to use a story transition. We've got a man shooting his ex girlfriend at work in a parking lot in a Royal Oak Township dealership. Right? How traumatic must that be for not only the kid losing mom and now going to lose a daddy, but the people that work there too. Like, I mean, that's horrific. You know. Um, and so how would the gun laws have stopped that? And would that have been one of those scenarios where it worked best? If it's found to not be unconstitutional and actually implemented, now she signed it, it's going to get challenged. There's like the Institute for Justice might come after it right away. I mean, there's a lot of room to argue that constitutionality of it. However, there is a process in place, but is there real precedence for something like this? Like, are other states that have adopted red flags laws, are they coming up against that kind of that kind of resistance? And are they even worth it? Are a lot of people going to feel like the right to a militia, and I understand that argument completely and wholeheartedly. I'll be the first person to tell you, yes, the right to a militia, provided it's of the people and not the state, because the state is a corporation today. Okay, it's not the same militia. If you're a corporation, you got guys with guns. It's not the same. It's just not the same. You might as well be Henry Ford and his Pokemon claiming Pinkerton Task Force Special Ops Unit. Pinkerton Special Task Force Unit. Pokemon card recovery. How ridiculous is that? So let me get into the. Let me get. Let's open. That's all, folks. I'm gonna go. Let me drop you over here. Look. Oh, America, America. Here, take that. Give me the full screen. All right, there we go. Look at it. What do we got in here? Good God, we got 14. I've been going through this thing all day. Let's get to the trophy, and let's get to the trophy. Here we go. Here we got some information about Fix the Roads. We'll come back to those as far as the state stuff is going. However, let's get to my boy Eli, Washtenaw County President. Oh yeah, you know what this is, right? Well, we're going to come back to that. I'll show you that too. That is an AI generated clown, kind of like our homeboy, our favorite homeboy, Billy Joe Bob Biden. Oh yeah, we're gonna cover this. Tara Reid, look at that. What's going on with that mask? Bruce Jenner's mad about some stuff. Where is my post about with Eli? Where are you at, Eli? Nope. Oh, here we go. Okay, we're gonna get Eli into the discussion here. Let me back this up and let me take the volume off. Let's see what we get. Hopefully that's not too loud. We'll go right there. All right, we're going to throw Eli into the conversation. He's going to summarize us. Eli's going to give us the cliff notes of the red flag laws in Michigan here. So let us just listen to that for a second. Okay. Notice he said a list of people exhibiting troubling behavior. That's a pretty broad way to put it. It's not very specific. And if you know anything about how the law works, it's very specific. Like it's defined it's very specific. Like I shouldn't have to explain myself on that one, but the term he just used is so incredibly subjective. Okay, because I can tell you that as a professional driver, and somebody that has driven professionally, been paid to transport and been paid to move, uh, uh, like some things that would scare other people on the road don't phase me one bit. And so that's what makes this subjective is the fact that let's listen again. Let's listen again what he says. There you go. Exhibiting a whole host of people who are aware that somebody's exhibiting troubling behavior. Again, I'm gonna summarize that with what scares you may not necessarily scare me, and vice versa. Okay, so now what they have to do, in summary, is file the court, make most likely a petition or a motion to have your stuff removed. So they have to get the form, get down to the court, get it filed, get it stamped, and get a court date and or have their attorney do it same day and get a date. And here we go. Okay, so police officers can do it to remove your weapons from your home. This is about removing your weapons from your home in your possession. Okay, however, not permanently, but temporarily to start. And we know how getting anything back out of an evidence locker is. I would imagine you've heard some stories at the very least. So let's continue. Police officers can do it. Okay, and so can a family member. Now, this is where, and probably the only spot where I will give it some weight. Okay. There are those situations that, and we'll break this down a little bit more, but there are those situations there that are domestic, like this guy here who shot his ex girlfriend in the parking lot at Royal Oak. Would this have helped that situation? Would this particular law have saved that one life, but put 10 other people through constitutional hell by taking your weapons, even though you never needed to draw them on anybody? You're still a free man and you had no claim to kill anyone. I mean, so, where you draw the line on objectivity and fairness in that argument, right? Because we got man charged with first degree murder for shooting ex girlfriend in front of their kid, right? That's a domestic dispute. It's also a crime of passion, right? Could this law have worked for this situation, for this kid and this family? If this dude would have just had his shit taken away and not necessarily arrested, but just remove the weapons from the situation, right? Now, to me, that's the upside. That's the upside. That's the positive. Can you do that 5 times and put 50 people through constitutional hell? Or can you do it 5 times and put 6 people? How many times can you do that and get the and how many times can you do that and not threaten? See, because here's the thing about these threats, right? When you come up against these petitions and court dates, you got to defend yourself. Put cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Hold on, hold on. Give me a second here. We're gonna. I know it's a little loud, but here's there you go. See, you're right. That right. My lawyer just showed up. You know what that? Oh, hey, you own a boat? Oh, what? You got a Jeep? What? You want to be a homeowner and pay taxes? And pay for schools and fix the damn roads. All right. That might have helped. Could that have helped? Do you think it would have helped? And how many of these situations do you normally see when it comes to gun deaths and murders or murder by gun? Because not every gun death is a murder. And that brings us to another aspect of this, right? When do we start removing weapons from homes with children? Right? Because I'll tell you, one of the bigger stories we get around here in the Metro Detroit area is that the access issues, and this is a component to the red flag laws, which is some storage requirements for all this stuff, because again, I can tell you as somebody who's dipping into this every at least every Wednesday and Sunday that uh, children shooting other children because they could get a hold of the gun by accident is a huge problem. This is a huge problem. And I know it's huge here in the metro area, right? This is part of the gun violence, part of the gun death statistics that everybody reads about Detroit and puts it at number, I'll declining number 4 in the region. And when I say in a region, I mean in Metro Detroit area, because I think a lot of these statistics are formed around the entire metro area or the tri-county area potentially. Depends on what your perspective and what your spin is. I caught my little dangly. Remind me of the Roger character from American Dad is also what was his name? Paul somebody. Anyways, could that have helped that and not put and not infringed on anybody else's rights? Okay, because I know this is a very like people are very protective of their rights as they should be, and however, I wish these people that were just as protective of their rights would get a village together and protect their dang kids. Because I'll tell you what, if I was a parent today, man, with school age kids, I'd be terrified sending my kids to school for several reasons, which we'll cover some of those here in a minute. Coming up at 10 to the first hour through the show, we're running till about 9 o'clock tonight. We'll be talking about several things. Open call here 313-334-4203. Give us a call. We're going to go back here to the. Oh, let me get my profile back up. And we're going to let Eli finish the rest of this. And then we're going to go over and visit this other young man who works at the state capitol and see what he's got to say about the about the roads there. Let me bump us up here a little bit. All right. No, no, so just about anybody can do this. And with enough meat behind it, they could get the police to back you up too. Especially if you got a history. In some regards, this might this I don't know. Give me a call and let me know what you think. 313-334-4203. Check us out on Twitter at Your Voice Talk Show, 2 words. At the tweeter. And that's what we're listening to. So we're going to continue to let him go. Finish with this. We're just about through it. But basically, anybody can go and file a motion against you to open a case to get your stuff removed. Okay. So you can see there's a process there. This is something that's going to take a little bit of time to get through, even you're going to have to uh, file for this, make a motion on it, go through this process, which of course, when you work through these law processes, it doesn't always seem to work out to be the best deal that way. Um, and it takes some time. And crimes of passion don't take time. They happen in parking lots at work, where all of a sudden, so where does that leave where's that leave us? Where does that leave us? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, my personal opinion is not everybody should have guns. Okay? Not everybody should have guns. You know, yeah, I mean, we can what's it gonna be around here, what's it gonna be? Something's got to happen to where, the, you know, how do you take crimes of passion out of the damn equation? I don't believe that this gun law is going to help anybody, but it might have helped this lady had it been in place potentially. But it's not going to stop the criminals, and that's what I want to. That's where I want to go with this whole debate, right? Let me see if I can get this here in front of me. Let me give you. Let me get this out of here. There we go. I'll get myself out of the picture in picture. Again, producing and directing and hosting all by myself tonight in my own little studio A. It's hey, thanks. I know it's pretty in here. Thanks for recognizing. Let me give you the studio view. Back to that. Let me drag the tweeter over here so I can see her. Hey, Ellie Sabat, we just talked to you. And so I got some comments on that. And those were along the lines of, let me see, what do we get here? Yeah, see, I replied to a fella, brought him to this from a conversation. There's some due process here. Now it becomes a question of at what point does this intervention stay inside due process and not some other type? And however, there are processes involved, but where does it not breach the line of your constitutional rights? And then that's going to be a big argument. And I don't see this actually, and this is why, I think this is going to go to Supreme Court right away. There's a lot of room for argument here. And there could very well be some organizations ready to challenge this as soon as it was signed. I don't know, but I think we're going to get some developing news, and this whole story is going to change as the immediate future comes to us. We're back into. Let me get you into the Twitter box. I'm gonna drag me over here. Full screen me. Oh, Twitter box. We got the Twitter box. Yeah. And hey, that buzz is gone. Coming up on the 1 hour mark. Gonna unclip the mic and move myself over here. So my notifications here. I got, here's a very interesting subject. And so I've got 42 likes on this one. It says up here, I'm sure this resonates with so many, and the mainstream media has played a major role in ensuring divisiveness. Let's go to that one, because to me, this was kind of key. Here's my quote. And it's got 1,700 views, 44 likes. Let's look at some analytics here. I got 2 profile visits out of almost 1,700 impressions, 52 engagements, 5 TDL expands, but no new followers. Come on, people. Look me up at the Twitter, Your Voice Talk Show at Your Voice Talks, on the Twitter. So let's see what we got here. Here's what was posted by the BIPOC doing racism, BIPOC. Agree or disagree. And this is what I was talking about. And this is going to touch a little bit on the extreme racism that everybody says is going on in this country. However, being in Metro Detroit and being all through Detroit, I have not experienced that one bit. I'm going to tell you, there's assholes out there, but I ain't experienced the racism. The atmosphere in Detroit is not racism. The atmosphere in Detroit is not a lot of things. I'm going to tell you that. But anyways, let me get to reading this real quick. And this goes as this. Basically, it says here the reason white racism is increasing is because this generation of young white men were raised to be the least racist generation of whites to ever exist in the history of this planet. We grew up being taught that racism was bad, that we were all going to move past it and work together towards a better future. He even here in the most traditionally racist part of the country, nearly every young white boy in my generation grew up watching black athletes, black actors, listening to black musicians, right? Who didn't love Tupac though? It was all normal, and it absolutely was. We were 95% post-racial. Now that resonates with me. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, as somebody who grew up in the 70s and 80s before maturing into adulthood, it took the 70s and 80s to condition me um, to be who I am today. Your host for the Your Voice Talk Show, Detroit's feral son. And at 95% post-racial feels pretty damn solid to me, man. When I look back and think about how it all was and how it all is, okay. But anyways, to continue this, so as we get older, we stuck our hands out in friendship to everyone, and to sum it all up, they got the bit the hand. Instead of walking off together, they people got sorry, they let their guard down. So no, you won't be our friends. We're forging the identity that we were taught to shed. And via this same tree, even though this can resonate, like I said, I'm sure this resonates with so many in the mainstream media. Um, played their role in it. And Collective Stock had a reply to me that says the mainstream media is just carrying water for the DNC. Uh, uh, the the lost of the the last of the Democratic plantation. The political term of the Dems getting 90% of the black vote is an existential threat to Democrats' electoral chances. That's why they engage in theater and lies. And here's a picture of that, kind of pretty much putting punctuation to a statement. And out of the 48 people, 10% agree with it. So just about 10%, 9% of the people agree with it. And my response to that picture and the continuation of the subject pretty much is just carry water for a thirsty agenda. Mainstream media has also done its share in compromising our law enforcement as well. I mean, and I meant that on every level, from obviously what you've been seeing with the Durham report to our local police in a lot of ways. They've been compromising our law enforcement with all the negative things that they could cover about them in that way, and then also with law enforcement giving a reason for somebody to talk shit, right? So but I'm sure you'll have no issue finding photographs that evidence also, so a lot of that hit pretty well. I've got a weird one here that seems to really be taking off, and it was about the family, right? It was about the family and how there's a huge movement back to a traditional family here in America, which I think is very key and very important, not only in survival of the country, but just in for reproduction numbers. And I think there's a point where, like everything you hear in overpopulation, I believe is contrary. I think the real fact is that there's a decline in population, and there's going to be a point where that decline of population, where we can't generate enough people faster than we die. What does that mean? Ultimately, extinction. We're headed that way. It's not overpopulation, but it's proven scientifically that there's a certain point of growth in population that must be maintained. Otherwise, you move backwards, right? So it's a funny balance. And let me see. Here it is right here. This has been a pretty big one for me. It's got 18,500 views. Let me review the tweet, the analytics on this. I got 18,464 in views, over 500 engagements, 34 profile visits, but not a new follower. I'm going to have to, if you guys got any ideas, you want to help me out there, let me know. And we're going to go over my homepage. I'm going to show you some of the stuff I posted. If you got any ideas, let me know how I could improve that. I need to start taking these profile visits and converting them to new followers somehow. Not quite sure how to do that, but here's the tweet. And I was commenting on, of course, we are talking about the trad wife that has taken over social media, cute as a button, dedicated, more dedicated than so many other things and types of things. She's like, this is her profession, this is her job, this is her passion, this is who she represents or personifies. And so Dr. Jebra Fouché says, listen, this woman will set us back at least 200 years, and I'm literally crying and shaking right now. Please tell me this is a cruel joke. And obviously, if you're a Gen Xer, you're gonna just appreciate the sarcasm in that statement that Dr. Jebra Fouché made. And to me, I just couldn't help stop laughing over. But anyways, we got a lot of things going on here. I replied to a user, Caitlin. She said she commented that she loves her committed. She commends her role. It's not for everybody, but it was for me. My four boys stayed home during the elementary years, and I believe it made a world difference for them. And I went on to comment on this post just after. I commend. Well, after reviewing the comment section, I can clearly see that 200 years is far back. 200 years back is far fetched. Setback is a bad perspective. People realize the importance of the trad fam. For those of you who don't know, trad fam is traditional families, pretty obvious. And those are really my kind of people. And I'm not going to argue that. And the turtle box is already going off again. I got a couple more up here. What are we talking about? Oh, yeah. Yeah. See, also, have you guys seen Christy Teigen, man? Look at Madonna. Look at Christy. Look at Madonna. Look at Mad Mama. Look at Christy. Look at Mad Mama. What is going on? Both seemingly the same slight deformations. Very interesting. Somebody wanted to correct my grammar. Here is Bizarro Perry, Tyler Scary. Who is that? Who the hell is that? Look at that. I mean, come on, man. Man, what you doing? Look at that. Look at that. What is up with this? What is that? Anyways, I had a response to this. And it's actually on the top of this tweet. Let me get in here. I'm going to show you what I put up. There it is right there. Can we hear that? Oh, I know. I know, right? That was a pretty good one. We'll watch it again. Oh, hey. Yeah, that got some pretty good traction. I got 9 retweets out of that one, 164 likes, 26,000 views on that one, 4 comments. Let's see. I got some good ones. I don't know where this came from Vi. I don't know why she put that on there. But anyways, same surgeon. Sure makes sense, doesn't it? Look at that goofy look. That is just insane. That's insane. Is this real? I don't know where Johnny G Texas came from on that one. But you know what Christy Teigen used to look like? Look at her now. She looks like a ghoul. Yeah, some more, some more, some more, some more, some more. So let's get back here. Back into the Twitter chitter. So that was some of the stuff going on there. Let's take a look at the profile. Tell me what you think. So here's some stuff on the front page. Me replying to Dinesh D'Souza, and we know this guy taking over a lot of the social media with his very conservative views and values. A very key person, very key figure in today's politics and commentary and giving assessments. Me commenting, oh yeah, I was telling everybody I'm going live tonight, but we didn't get anybody in here. But if you'd like to give us a call, 313-334-4203. Coming up in the just past the hour mark. Here we got well, I'm gonna let this man give it to you. He's working down the Michigan Capitol. Let's let him have it. Let's go over again. Let's take this back to the yep, we've heard it. We heard it. Battery op- battery operated buses too. Did you hear about that? Oh, I got three more new ones in the shitter Twitter box. Back to the homepage though. Back to the profile. We're scanning over real quick, see what we got posted here. All kinds of crazy stuff. Hey, North Face has got a new Summer Pride logo going on here. Pretty much reminds me of what the Navy's got going on. I don't know. What do you think about that? North Face, the Summer of Pride. I'm going to drag my queen right through the forest. I'll tell you that. She's going to be dressed for it too. What do you think? Give me a call. Let me know. I don't care who you are. Call me and bitch me out. Tell me how lousy this is, and I'll be happy. Popular Science did a good one. Now here's one for you. Popular Science. I'm gonna give you. Hey, look. Hey, how you doing? Oh, yeah. Studio view. Look at me. I got my Twitter box right here in front of me on this side of the studio. Popular Science did a how-to on how to roll. Can you believe that? Like, what's the agenda there? The agenda bender. As with anything you do, practice makes perfect. Follow the folks at Popside to get your stash in smoking order. A complete how-to on how to roll your stash over at Popside. Let's check this out. A step by guide to rolling the joint. Hey, we're gonna drag this window over here. Oh, what do you think about that? I don't know if YouTube's gonna allow this, so we better get it out of here. But anyways, that's on the Twitter, on our Twitter page at Your Voice Talks on the Twits. Another reply to Dinesh was wondering why there's no arrest in the FBI, the CIA, the KGB, the GAYs. How come there's no arrest in any of the alphabet people in our country? Well, I thought it was pretty obvious. Are you not seeing this? Because the folks who are supposed to be charging the people that are arrested are the people who should be charged. What do you think? I mean, what else explains it? And it's a perfect example of zero accountability within the government and its internals. Nobody's accountable for anything that they do over there, and they think they have to answer to some Trey Gowdy and then or to some other congressional sit down of a sarcastic shouting fest to the end of not. She can't hear the videos. What? Well, we'll try another one here in just a minute. I don't know why that is. Can't hear the videos. Oh, maybe it's because this one is not videoing. There's no video for that. Here's one. This was in response to a White House post. Here it is. 2021 and 2022 were the strongest 2 years on record for small business applications, with 10.5 million applications filed. Yeah, for what? COVID relief? They didn't tell you that, huh? They didn't give you that information. We had 10.5 million applications filed for small business. Yeah, what were they applying for? What were they applying for in 2021? It sure the hell wasn't licensing, was it? All right, and this is why my response. Let me show you the stride this guy's got. Him and Kamala marching through this Mexican restaurant like there's some Cinco de Mayo going on here. Right? This is ridiculous. This shit got me laughing. Look at him. Look at old Joe, old boy. Look at you, Joe. Come on, man. Oh, come on. Give me. Hey, Joe, you gotta look your best though, right? You got to look your best, Joe. I can't.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I ain't coming down on you. I'm not. I
Come
promise.
on, man.
Yeah, but look. Okay, here's the picture I had to respond to. Let me grab this other mouse. This just killed me. If you look at his stride, look where his hands are. He's carrying some Mexican food. And so let's get up here, and it's just kind of the same thing. I got the whole clown vibe out of it. I don't take Joe seriously and very much. You can't, because especially you got to have your expectations properly placed. I'll tell you that. But there's the here. Wait, there it is, right there. There's the clown shot. Here's the picture of him and Kamala strolling through the Mexican restaurant. And you can see up there they got caramel churros. They got some caramel churros up there, man. And look, she's looking at him like, you, man, if this was the border, right? If this was the border, where's he at? He said, "I thought he was supposed to be coming back from G7." Well, it's just Wednesday. You should see his Twitter account, man. It's like he's been up all night drinking. I don't know what's going on with Joe Biden, his Twitter account. It's ridiculous, you know. But he should be sleeping when he's doing this stuff. But anyways, that got them vibes for me. So let's head back to the homie page, and then we'll go see what's happening on notifications box. Okay. So coming down, that's the response to this tweet by the White House. About 10.5 million applications filed, but boy, that's sure pretty vague. Should have went through and read. Obviously, the response to this, and then even I'm gonna say I gotta give it to Caitlyn Jenner on this one. You know, Caitlyn Jenner and their family, obviously Republicans, strong conservative values, very center, left, right, kind of taking the joy out from both sides and living life. Um, so the only thing, I don't have any hate for Caitlyn. I just have disappointment for Bruce. I'll tell you. Let me put it that way, right? I got no hate for Caitlyn. I just got disappointment for Bruce. But I will tell you that, you know, I'm going to tell you right now that just because of Eddie Mercury is a reason to accept at least something. You know what I'm saying? Freddie Mercury gave us something incredible. Don't you dare tell me he didn't. You can't win that argument with me on Freddie Mercury. Everybody loves Freddie Mercury, and if Freddie Mercury wasn't who he was, we wouldn't have gotten what we got, and he gave it to us good. Back to Caitlyn. Getting pissed off, man. This is wrong. Caitlyn Jenner goes ballistic after transgender wins a swim meet. You know, basically, it goes on to say the victory quickly became a controversial topic of conversation after Outkick released an article claiming that a male competitor competed as a woman advanced to the California State Track and Field Championships, which the outlet further reported should have gone to a deserving female, despite the runner-up Athena Ryan identifying as a as a such, as the actual female competitor that was there, that actually won the race, that actually won the meet, and this upset Jenner because it's giving people like Jenner who don't compete at that level and acknowledges the man component, right? Um, uh, this is unfair to them too, right? Like, I don't see Caitlyn Jenner stealing something from somebody who's worked very hard to get where they're at. Right. I don't see, Caitlyn Jenner might be doing a tuck, but Caitlyn Jenner ain't out there stealing hopes and dreams, trampling on commitment and personal fortitude to achieve a goal. That's not Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner would not do that to you. Okay. So for that reason, I got respect for them, for Caitlyn Jenner, coming out in defense of this situation, because again, this is something that the community needs to do. It either needs to create another faction, separate itself from the hypocrisy end of this, man, because you know what, a lot of people I think are using the other aspects of sexuality in this country to take advantage and make advantage that they don't deserve, haven't earned, and are not worthy of. Plain and simple. Pop a pimple. Back to the homepage. What's our homepage? Oh yeah, a couple days ago, we had some guys playing out here close to my place. We had some guys playing rodeo and straddling, getting some cattle down and hog tying them in the middle of the road. So that's pretty much the last couple days over my post, but the notification box seems to be blowing up. Let's go back. Let's see what's making people so happy out there. Oh yeah, woman, what is that? That was so simple. So Kamala Harris, woman, what is that? Was basically what I tried to get answer from Kamala Harris. So the Democrats made a tweet. Politicians should not be making decisions about women's bodies. What? Okay. Who wants to hear? Is it the today of tomorrow past or past tomorrow's today? Is it today or tomorrow or tomorrow? Let's hear what she's got to say.
Women don't even know they're pregnant at 6 weeks. Which, by the way, friends, most of these works.
Say
Many
what?
women don't even know
Say
they're
what?
pregnant at 6 weeks. Which, by the way, tells us most of these works.
Wow. Okay, so that's what basically what she said on that one. I don't know if you could hear that one. Did you guys get that? Let me play it again. See if you get that. See if that's coming through out there. Somebody did call and say that the video was not coming through.
know
This one sounds kind of crazy though.
that today, people understand.
What? I feel sorry for those guys. I'm gonna tell you that because there's some tricks there, man. There's some tricks there in a woman's body. There's some tricks and some hidden codes. So here's some replies to that as well. Yeah, here's somebody's explanation as to what a woman is, which is Al Chow says it's that thing that pops up when it's convenient. After that, it becomes an unidentifiable subject matter. And I wholeheartedly agree. It seems to, on so many aspects, be a matter of convenience. And much like our trad wife there, who's sticking up for herself in that lifestyle and that choice, I don't think we have enough people doing that, and not doing that. We're going to allow all of this transgender transformation on such a mass scale. And I'm going to get to this in a second. That's why they're coming after kids. Transgender transformation from Transsexualvania. Back to the studio, Bill. Our they want to normalize it. They want to normalize it. They want to normalize, sexualizing children. And it's pretty evident that this is a systematic issue. This has never been more evident and more prevalent until the whole reality of the Epstein list came out. Right? That's where I see it. Call me a spoiler alertist, but I don't think you're going to see an Epstein list until there's some level of normalization on pedophilia. And who's pushing that agenda? Where do you see that normalized? Where do you see that coming? Where do you see these families taking their kids for a drag queen story time and all these teachers out here, um, promoting children to identify as something that they really aren't, but giving them accolades as if they really are. Do you call that grooming or what is that? What is that? These teachers don't have the right to put their fingers in that part of my children's life. And I would hope that any good American parent would feel the same way. About that whole situation. I have some more stuff here that I have said in regards to that, and I try to be as polite as possible as I can. Let's see. Yeah, see, a lot of people like this one about the gender being woven deep in the law, and it's going to take an amazing force to get any sanity back to society, but not only Michigan but our nation. Dominion, it's in the name. Makes a great floor polish when you need to polish the floor of an election. Dominion, it's in the name. When you need to strip the paint off your car. Dominion, it's in the name. Let's see. So we'll go back to let's go back. Let me give you a hi. I'm doing good. Your host, Alejandro, through Your Voice Talk Show, 313-334-3445. Oh, getting tongue twisted over here. 313-334-4203. Give me a call. We're at the hour and a half mark. We're going to be out about another 20 minutes or so before we get out of here tonight. And we're just going to switch you back over to the Twitter shitter. And we're just going over the Twitter box, covering some stuff. You can check us out on Twitter, start a conversation, bring a topic at Your Voice Talks. Also at Your Voice Talks on TikTok. Look us up there and start a conversation. Share some videos with us and some insults. Let us know how we're not doing. But anyways, here's one for Calvin Klein's new. This one gets a little bit of traction. It's got 27,000 views, but 4 retweets and 77 likes. But it's I already don't shop with they them, soon to be was were, and it's kind of crazy to think of past tense pronouns, right? It's kind of contradictory in itself. I think that's hilarious. And I did get a couple laughs out of that one. But here's the ad by Calvin Klein. Dr. Anastasia Marie Lupus says Calvin Klein wants to go broke. Let me show you the ad. There it is. This has been all over Twitter. A lot of people retweeting this one. It's kind of, to me, doesn't seem any reason to make Calvin Klein go broke. However, it does, open up the question to other things, but I don't think this is that harsh, quite honestly. But along with where the Bud Light, the Bud Light's pronouns are currently was, were, because I'll tell you, they was rich and they were on their way until they hired Dylan and that marketing team. What else we got here? I'm sure this resonates with so many. Yeah, that one. See, that one gets a lot of traction too. I'm kind of surprised Twitter, the notification's still going off. A woman, what is that? Let's see. Yeah, this is another answer. This one got 166 like 6 bookmarks, 2 quotes, and 7 retweets, 27,000 views on another answer to this one about what's her name? That baby lover. What's her name? What's his name's wife? Oh God, I can't remember her name. Now, see, this is how much I can't respect these people. I can't even hang on to their names. But anyways, that's covering the Twitter box, and that whole thing takes me into the to the Target thing. How has Target been flip flopping on this whole thing, man? That's been crazy with them. Kind of going through that about putting these children's lingerie on display. I say, having these very pride and oriented and here's the thing I think people seem to don't understand from the left side of the perspective is that when you talk pride, it's automatically a sexual conversation. Why does this seem to be the over the head part of the conversation? Like the whole Epstein list thing everybody seems to be asking why Target is doing what they're doing, because you know why Target what's doing what they're doing, and other organizations and other states and other people are doing what they're doing because there's some big names on that list. That's how that happens. The names are so big, it's connected to every system in every institution. Yeah. Jeffrey Epstein was a pedophile king. He was the king of that island, and he was the king of a whole nother world that people pay a lot of money for, and a lot of people that are causing a lot of things today. Right, Target? I think so. And I think that's why you see this incredible push to normalize, because they're after your kids and they want to normalize it because everybody in this world wants to hurt a kid, it seems like. And for a minute there, it's almost like the left couldn't make up its mind if they were going to start killing babies in the womb or the school. I was getting anxious. I'm like, hurry up already and make a decision. I'm ready to go. Where are we doing this, in the womb or the school? It's ridiculous out there. It's like half these arguments can't be heard. It's like half these people cannot play through. It's like half these people can't reverse engineer. Don't you see how this plays out? Do you not see? This is the argument about transgenderism leading to transhumanism, being a component of transhumanism over time. Okay, call it what you will. But there's the fact that once something starts or once something is born, it has a process. Once something is created, it has a process and a cycle to complete. Once it's physically here, it has a cycle to complete. There's no two ways about it. You can't remove that. All you can do is end the cycle, which is complete. You feel me? That's how that works. And so the influence, the whole LGBTQIA plus. And by the way, for those of you who are wondering, I identify as FJB plus. Just in case, just let everybody know, I don't have my pronouns are it that. And everything. If you ever heard anything about me, I'm gonna tell you it's all true. But this agenda seems all afoot for that reason. It's being pushed for that reason, because of that list, because they want to normalize. They want to normalize before these things. They want to normalize this before sentences get handed out. So it's just a pat on the so it's a bailiff whack his pee. For anybody that's familiar with that line, bailiff whack his pee, because he's just crazy about that stuff. That's what they're hoping for. They're hoping for a case to be tried, like what's his name? What was that guy's name? Uh, oh, oh, oh my gosh! It's a Cheech and Chong character. He went to court for pedophilia. Declared he was just crazy about that stuff, and yeah, she's like, "How would you like to plead?" He said insanity, and they said insanity. He says, "Yeah, I'm just crazy about that stuff." The bailiff proceeded to whack his pee-pee. Oh, back to the Twitter box. There we go. You're up. So yeah, a lot of stuff. I got to reshare here for the genders woven deep. Two of my tweets got yeah. Okay, here we go. This is a little something about the about charging vehicles and the state pushing for that. Now you're gonna it's $40 to charge your vehicle at Myers, and not including the hour for you to sit there and check your Twitter. And kind of the one of the hard realities of charging your vehicle like that, you know. And then down here we've got some replying, ahem, how Biden's "you ain't black" commitment comment unfolded. Oh my God. Let's take a quick look. Yeah. Right. Look at Charmaine's. Face. Hey man. Yeah, man. Yeah. Man. Come on, man. Yo. You don't know me, homie, but you knew me when you blew me. I think is what he should have just said. He might as well just said that to Charlemagne the God. So this was a reminder to me of something I said. And oh yeah, when this was all coming, yeah, this was back to the resonates thing, and this was again, yeah, this is more evidence of that pandering, and then outright racism by Joe Biden. You know, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black, right, Joe? Come on, man. Nah, man, we're done with you, man. We're done with you like that, Joe. I think people are getting the hang of. I think people are getting the hang of what's going on with your ass, bro. Okay. Joseph Biden's going to be done here. And we're coming up, we're rounding the hour and a half mark. And I think we're going to wind up closing it down here tonight. We're going a little slow on a Wednesday night. So I'm going to take that few minutes to thank everybody that's bothered to stop by and hang out with me. Thank Twitter for all the great content that they're able to give me to talk about and back up my opinions on. At least I've got some. At least I've got some educated guesses, right? So there's that. Um, and we'll be going again Wednesday night, next Wednesday night, and every Sunday at 6. Every Wednesday at 7. That's usually how we do. But that pretty much concludes everything I wanted to talk about tonight. The red flag laws, Target and their clothing line. Which is something they're trying to backpedal on still today, and I just don't think that's going to work out for them very well. And we'll see how that all develops. As we're already pretty aware that Target is hiding and removing some of this clothing that's made that's made everything offensive out there in their stores. So at least they're kind of working on that, but it may be too little too late. We covered some local news that was simply easily enough as guaranteed would lead us into Michigan's red flag laws, which we discussed and got some serious credible input on. But other than that, that was the breakdown for tonight. So I'd like to say I'm just gonna take my hats off to all of you out there, and thanks for spending the time with me. And we'll see you Sunday night at 6 p.m. here at Station 8 YouTube. Check us out at Twitter, Your Voice Talks. Also, check us out on TikTok at Your Voice Talks. And we have a website, a functional website, www.yourvoicetalkshow.com. Merch store. We can get a fine tapestry like this one, if it means anything to you. We got handbags, totes, we got coffee mugs, we got bumper stickers, and a couple other things over there if you want to support the show and what we do. Trying to bring the truth to you. And that's what we do. So thank you, everybody, and good night for now. We'll see you Sunday night. Thank you.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.